Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. Mark is off tonight. Let's get started. First things first, after finally getting back to clear sunny skies today, it looks like we might be potentially in for some more rain in the forecast. Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Lagoud tonight to find out if that will actually be the case.
It's an interesting one. It's a very interesting one. So let's go ahead and dive in without further ado. Right now, temperatures dropping 66 degrees. Look at the relative humidity, though, 43%. With the dew point of 43, that's pretty great if you ask me. Air quality stays good, 48 in terms of AQI, and likely staying there for a while longer. But I put us at moderate tonight and tomorrow just out of an abundance of caution. I went, you know what? We'll go moderate just because that's as bad as it could get. So no major concerns about air quality in the next couple of days as this storm, the storm you see sitting off the coast, that L that's spinning out there, throws waves of energy at us. So it kind of guides them toward us. And when that happens, it's kind of difficult for forecast models to kind of dial it in. So here's what likely happens. Tomorrow morning, we're going to see a little bit of moisture kind of work its way toward us. Then that moisture continues to kind of lift up. Look what happens. It kind of falls apart as it moves toward us here in Spokane, and it looks like it goes all around us. I think what is possible are a couple of stray showers during the day, but for the most part, we stay dry. Increasing cloud cover here, but over the mountains, a little bit of rain before we dry out and warm up this weekend.
Jeremy, thank you so much. Well, in the meantime, 2 destructive wildfires still burning in Spokane County tonight. But for the first time in several days, crews are starting to get a better handle on both. The Oregon Road fire burned more than 11,000 acres and is now 11% contained. Level 3 go now evacuations still remain in both Spokane and Pend Oreille counties. Meanwhile, fire crews in Medical Lake confirmed the Gray Fire's 58% contained as of this morning. That fire killed 1 person, burned over 10,000 acres, and destroyed hundreds of structures. All level 3 evacuations for this fire were downgraded to level 2 yesterday. Now, as fire crews start to get a better handle on the Oregon Road fire, roadways are finally starting to open back up once again. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy explains how that's good news for the Postal Service as they try to keep mail delivery going through this disaster.
It's neither rain nor sleet here at Elk's post office, but another force of nature taking a toll on the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
We are working hard to get mail delivery restored.
The Oregon Road fire has meant hundreds of homes can't get mail, but Kim Frum with the U.S. Postal Service says things are improving. Just a couple days ago, around 1,300 customers between Elk and Chattaroy couldn't get mail delivery.
We are down to 492 total between Elk and Chattaroy.
Beyond bills and letters, those delayed deliveries are often necessities.
I actually heard of an elderly couple that her husband has cancer and he needed his medication and he was unable to get it.
Frum says most of the issues involve routes that are still blocked or barricaded due to continuing level 3 evacuations, keeping carriers out of some neighborhoods.
We can only do that when it is safe to do so. The majority of the affected mail delivery is simply because roads are not passable.
Right now, if your mail isn't deliverable, the post office is holding it in Elk and Chattaroy. You can pick it up at the post office, or you can also ask them to forward it to another address, either by stopping by the post office or going to USPS.com.
We are holding their mail. The mail is secure. It is safe.
And until carriers can get back on the roads, some helpers are lending a hand. Serena Gleason Foster has been picking up deliveries for some people who otherwise would have to wait.
And trying to do our best to be able to get out there.
And that was Shannon Mowdy reporting Medical Lake's Gray Fire also impacting those mail routes tonight. Right now, more than 240 customers can't get their mail delivery. In continuing coverage tonight, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students now asking a judge to throw out the indictment against him. Brian Kohberger's attorneys filed a motion to dismiss the indictment yesterday after he waived his right to a speedy trial. It was made public just hours ago. His defense argues that indictment should be dismissed for a number of reasons, including on the grounds of a biased grand jury. The judge will hear the motion at Kohberger's next hearing early next month. Time now for Night Beat. For a quick look at the day's top stories, Spokane County joined a lawsuit against the state over a move that could release dozens of people suffering from mental illness who've committed a crime. According to a lawsuit filed by officials from 22 counties, which also includes Lincoln and Grant counties, the state's no longer willing to treat accused criminals experiencing mental illness, instead focusing on those still facing charges. The lawsuit claims as many as 200 people could be released from facilities next month.
I think it is a community safety issue because I do think that what we're doing is basically turning people out who are experiencing some severe mental illness back out on the street without any resources, without any support.
In a written statement, Governor Jay Inslee's press secretary says the state's following guidelines from a federal court ruling. The Cooney County Sheriff's Office warning about an ongoing phone scam tonight. Using a phone number matching the sheriff's office, the scammers claim they're captains. The callers are told they have an expired registration and need to pay a fee or an arrest warrant will be issued. The sheriff's office says they will not contact you by phone to collect payments or fees or other services. And need to park in downtown Spokane soon? Get ready to shell out more cash for it. Starting next month, it'll cost more to park in downtown with a 50-cent increase to all parking meters. Right now, it costs $1.20 to park at a meter. The city says the increase will generate $1.5 million for the city's parking services department. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text the word night to 509-448-2000. We'll send them straight to your phone.
So the chair votes aye. The motion passes. Colton Boyle is the new general counsel for the college. Congratulations, Colton Boyle.
The North Idaho College Board of Trustees voted to appoint Sandpoint-based attorney Colton Boyle as their general counsel. Boyle was up against Spokane-based firm Stephen Clay. That vote passed after more than an hour of discussion and some appeals. The decision to go with Boyle's been seen as a controversial step by a group trying to save the college from losing its accreditation.
It felt like a gut punch that they would ignore policy and hire someone who didn't even fill out the basic requirements to be considered for this proposal.
One thing clear by board members, a misstep on their part could result in a loss of accreditation. Just hours ago, former President Donald Trump turned himself into the Fulton County Jail in Georgia, meaning for the first time in U.S. history, we now have a mugshot of a former president. There's still a long way to go, though, in the legal process, as Trump's been indicted 4 different times. Coming up at 10:15, we break down what that process might look like. Also headlining tonight, police identified the suspect responsible for a mass shooting from last night at a popular biker bar in Orange County, California. Witnesses say retired police officer John Snowling was targeting his ex-wife when he killed 3 people and wounded 6 others. Deputies then killed Snowling. 2 survivors are in critical condition tonight. The others are stable. And in Maui this evening, authorities say they're close to releasing an official list of those that remain unaccounted for following the deadliest wildfire in the U.S. in more than a century. Search and rescue crews say they're now focusing on the burnt-out ruins and the sea where many tried to escape the flames.
It takes inch by inch, meticulous, looking through every bit of ash, looking for anything that might resemble remains.
Hundreds of emergency personnel and 50 canine units are part of the search. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.